This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning. It is Saturday morning, 9 a.m., Lincoln, Nebraska, and we are the Business Builders. Welcome in to the Business Builders, where grit meets strategy and good ideas grow into great companies. I'm Rebecca Pearson, and that is Matt Warner.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Matt. Okay, this is our intro. I'm going to start with, we're two straight shooters. This is a brand new show. Today's the first day. So we are two straight shooters with scars and stories to prove it. We're here to share what we've learned with the business community and to talk about current issues facing business owners. And we want you to know that you can call or text in and be part of the conversation live or in a future show. You also can chat in on YouTube if you're watching there, on Twitter.
Saturday. Eagle
Okay.
Raceway is open for a full
We have
season of dirt
motorsports
track
playing.
racing action every
Now there's
Saturday night.
motorsports.
Yes.
Don't miss the epic
Okay.
battles on the high banks
It's
of Eagle
Monday morning.
Raceway
It's not
each
even Monday
Saturday.
morning.
No,
It's
it
Saturday
feels
morning.
like-
Sprint
Hey, by the way, I
cars,
love
Nebraska
Mondays.
lottery
So
modified,
if this
Okay.
is Monday.
All
Right.
right, there
Can
we
you-
go. Okay, Ellie,
Hey, by the way, I am a motorsports fan.
as am I, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, so
But
we
you're
can
more
talk about this.
you're more Formula One though.
No,
No?
oh no, NASCAR. I'm definitely
you're a
no. I'm
NASCAR.
a stock car person. It's just I ran motorsports for ExxonMobil, which we'll talk about. So that was
Okay.
great. Ellie knew that we would love to talk about racing because you have a car at Eagle,
We do.
and I ran motorsports and I track my car and things like that. So anyway, all right. In case you missed it, we are the Business Builders. Rebecca Pearson, Matt Warner. All right. So this is our first show. And we have a light format here that we're going to try to stick to, but we want collaboration from the audience, from the listeners. So as we go on Saturdays, feel free to give us feedback on what you'd like. We love business. Both Matt and I are going to talk about why we're doing this show. Basically, the format's going to be kind of us talking about our day in the life of. We are both business owners,
Yes.
in addition to having a lot of other things going on. Matt's going to hopefully have regularly some kind of trivia question. And then we will have a combination of guests and topics that are relevant to business owners and entrepreneurs. And we hope you learned something. So, Matt, what you got to say?
Well, all right. First of all, I want to ask you a question. So I have this idea that each week I would ask you just a general question about entrepreneurship, because I love business owners. I love. This is a sports show. So we're always talking about
Station.
athletes.
Sports station.
Sports station.
We are not a sports show.
We are a business show.
Yes.
But I will tell you, the two go hand in hand. But
They
a
do.
lot of people follow great athletes. I love to follow great CEOs, and I love to follow the stats in business. And I'm a servant leader, and I love to pour into our people. We have a business in Waverly. We have actually 6 businesses in Waverly. I'm kind of a serial entrepreneur, so we have a lot going on. But I'm going to ask you just a general question.
Okay.
What percentage of adults in the United States has at least tried a business? This will get us going.
Okay.
What percentage? 10%, 20%, 80%
Oh, my
have at
gosh.
least tried one business.
Whew, 40%?
Ooh, close.
Yeah.
55%.
Okay.
Now that's amazing, right?
Yes.
Think about that. 55% have tried it.
Well,
But there's another stat out there
Success.
that most fail.
Yes.
But I would love for us to have this pattern that when I say fail fast,
Mhm.
you say as long as we're learning.
As long as we're learning.
So
Okay.
I'll say let's test it for our
Okay.
listeners out there.
Mhm.
Fail and fail fast
As long as we're learning.
as long as we're learning.
Okay.
That's going to be a stick that's going to stick with us
Absolutely.
this entire show.
And we both are diehard believers in that. So
Yes.
if you talk to me or you know me at all, you will know I ask a lot of questions. Right?
And it's good to ask why.
It is. And we're going to talk about our why for this.
Yes.
The reason I ask questions is to get to the root cause, especially when something went wrong, to get to the bottom of it so that we can learn from it.
Right.
Nothing frustrates me more than somebody saying that's the way we've always done it, even though it broke.
That drives me nuts.
Right. It's like, or I didn't think about that. I'm like, okay, well, why not? Because everybody should be thinking. So, we'll have all these examples from our lives where you have to ask questions, and I am the queen of questions. So I love doing this kind of stuff because I will never run out of questions for you, Matt.
Good. I love it.
Okay, well, let's start with the why.
All right. So I'm a huge believer in Simon Sinek. So what really inspired me to grow our business, first of all, was the book Good to Great. And by the way, for all of you out there that have trouble reading, comprehending, or dyslexic, I don't feel sorry for you because I'm in those same shoes. So please find a way to be more powerful and educate yourself. Simon Sinek has a great book. It's called Understanding Your Why or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want my why to be here to come and join you to do this is to lend confidence. I'm hoping that as people are driving around, listen to this show. Hang on. So I got a listener actually following me right now.
Okay.
And what a young man that I he says the streaming is quiet.
The
Okay.
streaming is quiet.
Do I
okay,
need-
so Ellie needs to fix a few things here. And if you need to phone a friend, Ellie, you can do that. Your friend is available. Thank
So
you.
anyhow, so
Okay.
my why is to lend confidence. I
Mhm.
want to lend other people some confidence because I've had people pour into me and lend me confidence, which we do this at work once in a while when somebody's struggling with either speaking in front of the group or whatever. We try to encourage them. We don't do it for them, but we try to encourage them to take that first step, because when you're sitting on the edge of the plane and your parachute's on your back, the hardest part of jumping out of the plane is sitting in the plane.
Oh, gosh.
Once you jump, it's no big deal. It's just smooth sailing all the way because you've already done it.
Well, you can't change anything at that point,
No.
right? Okay. And I don't know if it's that once you get out of the plane or just the whole anticipation, fear factor of the unknown. Well, now it's sort of known because you're out of the
Right.
plane, right?
Right. So
what-
I'm hoping that my why is to lend confidence. What's your
Yeah.
why for this show?
My why is I love business and I love to talk about business. And in the process of being a business person my entire life, I've learned a lot of things and I have done a lot of teaching over the years and coaching. And I really enjoy learning about other people's businesses and also sharing my 2 cents and my perspective in case it helps you. So my why is sharing my learnings, since I've had a ton of them. And if there's anything I can share about how I do things, that appeals to someone, that I'm happy to share. I have no pride of authorship. I don't care if it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, great.
I love it. And you also are at the university.
Yes. So do you want to start with your background and career?
No.
Or do you want me to start?
I want you to start.
Okay,
You're the
all right,
boss.
so I'm going to start. All right. Well, I am kind of the boss of the radio station. So I am a co-owner of 93.7 The Ticket, which is where we're broadcasting from today, right on O Street in Lincoln, Nebraska, with Derek Pearson. So for people who listen to us regularly, some of them may know I exist, but some of them may not know that I exist. So co-owner of this station. And this was maybe not my first. It's probably my third entrepreneurial opportunity.
Okay.
Had a couple others with previous partners that gave me some experience on really small businesses, and then I also am currently a consultant with Beatrice Bakery Company, but I've been the CEO for the last 2.5 years there, and I've just gone back into a consulting role. So Beatrice Bakery, if you don't know that, is the home of Grandma's Fruitcake. So any fruitcake lovers listening to us, that's the home of Grandma's Fruitcake in Beatrice. And we employ about 50 people at the peak of our season. We're kind of a holiday company. Yeah, we're a manufacturing plant. So even though our title is Beatrice Bakery, we are not the donut shop. We're not baking them in the morning and selling them in the afternoon. We're a full CPG company. So if you don't know what CPG is, consumer packaged goods. If you're from Europe, it's FMCG, so fast moving consumer goods, same thing. We package product, ship it all over the country. We sell to very large retailers. Macy's, Bass Pro. We sell to Hy-Vee.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
In Beatrice, Nebraska.
In Beatrice, Nebraska, right?
That is so cool.
Best kept secret, right? So full manufacturing outfit. And prior to that, I ran a nonprofit. I was the president of the nonprofit in DC. I was trying to think, where was I? Called We Connect International. And what We Connect International does is certify women-owned businesses around the world so that large companies like an ExxonMobil, or any Delta, United, all these guys who hire suppliers can be sure that they're hiring a minority business when they want to hire a minority business. So if you're a minority business in the United States, you are probably certified by one of the certifying bodies in the United States. For women businesses, it's called WeBank, but there are others for other minority groups. And I did it for international women. So
Wow.
That was what I did for a year and a half after I left ExxonMobil, and I left ExxonMobil to go do that. So I worked at ExxonMobil for 24 years in a variety of roles. I was an expat in Belgium for 3 years.
Wow.
And my roles span sort of hardcore marketing, tactical execution to managing very large organizations in Europe and back in the United States when I came back. And marketing in a consumer business like I was in at ExxonMobil. So when you think of ExxonMobil, you think of gasoline usually,
Right.
99% of the people who you ask will say gasoline. ExxonMobil is an integrated oil company, so everything from pulling it out of the ground to selling. And it's not just gasoline, we also sell lubricants.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
I worked in the lubricants division my entire career, which is incredibly unusual for someone like me at the company. Incredibly unusual. The other thing that was very unusual about my career at ExxonMobil is I joined in my 30s. And at that time, and even still, the company largely recruits out of school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because they're all about hiring for a long-term career.
Oh, wow.
So they hire
Which you
out
were
of
there
college.
for quite a while.
I was, but nothing like people my age. People my
really?
age had been there, 30 plus years. So,
Holy cow.
Yeah,
And you were there
24 is
for
not that long. 24.
24.
Yeah, so 24 is not that long. And I left a little bit early because I wanted to go run this nonprofit and do something different.
Good for you.
Right. So I did leave a little bit early, but 24 years. But yes, most people will be there over 30 years if they hire you out of school. You're usually there 30 plus years.
And that's their goal because they know that turnover costs money.
Costs money.
Yeah.
And it costs money. Right.
Which, by the way, it costs money in turnover, even in a $500,000 lawn care business.
Right. I mean, if for anybody, so all the business owners that are listening here, or people that are aspiring to be business owners, you will learn this pretty quickly, right? It doesn't matter if it's marketing or people. It's cheaper to keep them than to acquire them, period.
Wow.
That's the same with customers as well. So when you're doing marketing, once you get a customer, you can speak to this, I'm sure, from the fencing business, you want to keep them.
Yes.
It's much easier to sell them again
Yes.
because they know you. When they don't know you, you're sending samples to them or you're flying out to meet them. You're bringing your staff, right? There's a whole bunch you're doing to get a customer. When you're doing it with a new employee, it's the same thing. You're spending a lot of time interviewing, right? And then you're spending a significant amount of time, which is different in each business, to onboard them and get them to be productive. They are not very productive right out of the gate, no matter how good they are, right?
Wow.
So you have that long term. So those are the kinds of things you think about when you're hiring people. So ExxonMobil's strategy, still is largely to have people out of school. Now, some parts of those businesses that makes more sense than others. I was in part of the business where marketing to the consumer lubricants. So if you go into AutoZone and buy Mobil 1, that's me. That's what I did for a lot of years. Not all of my years were there because I worked on lubricants for industrial equipment. So if you're a manufacturing plant and you use oil in your machinery, I did that. I sold and marketed that. Caterpillar equipment, big agriculture equipment, John Deere, all of that.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And then we sell lubricants for boats and planes. I never really worked directly on those pieces of the business. They're kind of different because they're global. But the rest of them, I know a lot more about lubricants than I'd like to know. And I'm not an engineer. So that was also unusual for ExxonMobil.
So your biggest part of your business career has been at a ginormous corporate America. And now you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, in a very tight-knit community where it's like a lot of people know each other. I mean, this is a small town.
Well, it is, but I chose it. And prior to going to ExxonMobil, I did a lot of things. So I was in the Northern Virginia area, which is where I joined ExxonMobil. But I started working when I was 16. So I worked at a company called Lord & Taylor, which if you're not from here, you may know. If you are only from Nebraska, you may not know a Lord & Taylor, but it's like a Von Maur, pretty close to that. And I started there when I was 16 as a stock clerk. And I had a co-op program with high school. So I used to leave my high school, walk up the hill, basically, about a mile to work 5 days a week. Yeah. And I worked on Saturdays there. I did that for a couple of years. Then they hired me and I went to school in New York for a couple of years. I have a fashion merchandising degree.
Holy cow.
I didn't like school that much. So I just didn't really want to go to a four-year school. And I wanted to work at Lord & Taylor and I wanted to be a buyer. That was kind of what I fell in love with that. We could talk about mentors because I had some really good ones that got me to want to do that. So I did that off and on. We could be here all day talking about my career, but I eventually stopped doing that after I came back from college and went back to get my 4-year degree at George Washington University.
Good for you.
And when I came out of there, I went and worked for another retailer, which is like an office products company prior to Office Depot and Staples being very big because I'm old. So Office Depot and Staples existed, but they didn't like own the market. There were lots of regionals. So I worked for a very large regional office supply company and gifts and furniture and things like that.
But did you ever work for a paper company called Dunder Mifflin?
I worked at a couple of places that were a lot like Dunder Mifflin, but no. Gratefully, I haven't been to Dunder Mifflin.
There's a great paper company out in that area in Scranton,
in
right?
Scranton.
Yeah,
Scranton,
that's Dunder Mifflin, right? It's there's a guy out there that runs a branch. His name's Michael Scott. He inspires me a lot to.
He does. Oh my gosh, we'll have to talk about Michael Scott.
It's the greatest branch of all Dunder Mifflin.
Well, I'm going to tell you when that show first came on, I would sit and watch that show. It's the same with Dilbert. So my first husband I was married to worked at IBM. And he would laugh at Dilbert. I'm like, I don't get it. It's not even funny. And if you don't know what Dilbert is, okay, I'm just going to say, so I'm sorry. Go back. If you work corporate America, you know what Dilbert is. It's a comic strip. Anyway, same with Dunder Mifflin. So another partner of mine loved Dunder Mifflin and loved
The Office.
Thank you. And I would sit there and I'd watch and I'd be like, that's not funny. Because I worked at ExxonMobil. And ExxonMobil is nothing like Dunder Mifflin, right? And I was like, I don't get it.
Okay, so for the listeners out there, you're going to get two completely different personalities.
Yeah.
Because you don't think The Office is funny, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, it grew on me, but I had to appreciate that I never worked with anybody like that. I will say I eventually interacted with people like that, and I'm not going to tell you where that is.
Well, and I'll tell you this.
I eventually found those people, and now it's funny to me.
So the one takeaway that I took away from The Office is that at the end of the day, Michael Scott really does care about his people.
Oh, for sure.
And I think culture. I'm a culture nut. You know this, right? Mm-hmm. So I culture is king in my world. And in the fencing industry, I do a lot of public speaking on behalf of culture and how to have culture, because a lot of people think that if you have candy in your break room and coffee every morning and people come and go as they please, that you have good culture. Wrong. That's horrible culture.
Right.
You need to have some accountability. You need to have compassion. You need to have empathy. But you also have to have leadership in the fact that they know where you're going and they know what you're doing and they know what to expect. That's my passion in this thing. And by the way, I also love to try to help other people win. One of my love languages is buying meals. I love to buy meals because it's something easy for me to do. The good Lord has blessed us at our company. We can afford it. So I buy meals, but I love to see the look on people's face, especially when you buy meals for strangers that are at a different table somewhere else, and you get to watch them from afar, and they're like, who bought this meal? And that is such a fun feeling for me. I love to see the same thing in business. I love to see people win or succeed or have that aha moment of, how nice is that to take that pressure off? So,
well, and I think a lot of people think culture is kind of frou-frou and fluffy, right?
And then that's where they go wrong.
Right. I mean, culture, and especially in the last 20 years, I would say that a lot of companies have embraced culture. Now, I'm going to stay away from DEI topic because it's important to me, and that's kind of another passion that I have. But culture is not what most people think that it is, and they don't really appreciate how to grow one. It's not just hiring the frou-frou, HR lady, which is what a lot of people think they have to do to play games and then, whatever.
Right.
Like, culture is about the people and it is about leadership, right? And you have a fabulous one. I've been to your company. I hear you talk. I've talked to your folks. I know you have a fabulous one. So it might be fun for us to have a conversation with you just about how you built the culture and how you did that.
I love it. Ellie, how much time do we have before we have to go to break?
We're going to throw it to break now? Okay.
All right, we're going to go to break.
All right, so this is Business Builders. I'm Rebecca Pearson. That's Matt Warner. Don't forget to call in, text in 402-464-5685. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
If you're listening, give us some love.
We'll be right back.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal in a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay, we are live in Lincoln, Nebraska. This is Business Builders. It's a new show. This is our inaugural show. We have people in their cars looking at us because we have a fabulous studio here. I'm Rebecca Pearson. This is Matt Warner. We were just finishing up my career. I'm going to say 2 things very quickly, and then we're going to talk about Matt's career, which is way more interesting than mine. So 2 things. I left you with doing office supplies and some other things. I also did construction management for a property management company in Southeast Washington, D.C. in the 80s. So Southeast Washington, D.C. In the 80s is when Marion Barry was the mayor. And if you follow the news, you may know the name Marion Barry, quite the star across the country.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't...
And we have more music entertaining us here. So it was subsidized housing. So I managed construction. We did renovations while people lived in their units, so that we didn't have to displace people that lived in subsidized housing, which was hard to do at that time.
Is that like HUD?
Like HUD
projects?
Yeah, Section 8 or 236. There are
Yep.
other tax cut programs, things like that. But yes, subsidized in some way. And then I managed the property for 7 or 8 years. I wrote computer programs. I automated them.
Holy cow.
I did a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole career in that. And the last thing is I currently, in the spring, have been teaching entrepreneurship at the university. Okay, so that's me. Now, Matt Warner.
Wait a minute. I just want all the listeners to know out there, this lady is amazing. She has literally done things.
You did.
What a wonderful career so far.
Yes, I've been incredibly fortunate.
I love it. It's funny. I met your husband. Everybody's like, oh, he's on this radio show, and we talked, and I don't think we really hit it off. And then I met you, and I'm like, oh, I could talk to her for hours. We could do this for hours. And then you were harassing me about we should do a show.
Yep.
And then about a year later, we finally get the opportunity to do it. So
I remember that meeting in your office. I had the same thing. It was me and Derek, and typically Derek is the face of this business, and he is truly the engine of this business.
He's really freaking good at what he does.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
And he's the engine of this business. But that particular
and he's
meeting,
a good looking dude.
He's a very handsome dude. That's why I married him. Yeah, he's lovely. But we got off on business, and it was exactly like that. Somehow you and I had a conversation, and then it was just like we were all on business.
Yeah, I felt sorry for him because we just kind of removed him out of the. No, I'm kidding, but it was good.
But if we want to talk sports, he's the man because it's not you and me, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Who's Matt? You're the king of Empire. What does that mean?
No, well, I'm not the king of Empire. I'm the founder.
Okay.
That's my title at work. Actually, I've learned that I had to kind of remove myself because as we're growing, that I was actually the one slowing us down. So for all the entrepreneurs out there, when you're listening to this show, you're going to hear me give you all kinds of nuggets. Mostly my resume or my qualifications of giving these nuggets is that I have failed so many times, and I've learned from every single one of them because we're going to do this test here.
Do it.
Let's fail and fail fast.
As long as you learn something.
Yes.
I'm very trainable, Matt.
So, and I'm known for having some good energy. And by the way, I'm going to tell all you entrepreneurs out there, wake up every single morning, put all your crap behind you because your people don't want to deal with your pile of crap. So it doesn't matter if you're having a rotten day, suck it up and put a smile on your face. And if you have to, fake it. And it's funny because I've been picked on for people saying, you're telling me I should fake it? I'm like, yes. Put a damn smile on your face because nobody else deserves that crappy attitude. So I'm very direct this way, by the way. So when you're listening to the show, you're going to find out that I am a very direct, to the point. I don't like a lot of fluff, which I am getting better at being softer and knowing to keep my damn mouth shut sometimes.
And this is something I've learned too, so we could talk about that because I'm not soft. You would not describe me as soft.
No. Which is probably why we get along, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, so we have a few businesses. I'm going to try to name them all. Ready?
Go.
Empire, Unlimited Sports Solutions, My Salesman, ESC, Wave Fitness, and Hot Coat. And then we have 2 land holdings. So we literally have all those businesses and everybody falls in. Then we have an umbrella called MJWK Enterprises. MJWK Enterprises is literally nothing. It
Random
stands
letters.
for nothing.
Okay.
Random letters. Some people say it's Michael Jordan, weak knees. Some people say it's Matt and Matt and Jamie with Kleinbeck because Jamie and Scott Kleinbeck started the company with me in 2009. They've been on my side. Now they're partners in different areas of the business. By the way, sometimes we can talk about how to do phantom stock with partnerships and how to do real stock with partnerships.
Excellent.
And how to see how she's the organized one. See how she just grabs her pen and she writes it down and makes.
I don't want to.
So I'm the flighty but crazy, off the handle, go nuts kind of guy. Woo! That's me, right? I'm
our Ric Flair. We're going to need to use that. You're going to have to get us a woo so we can hit the button. Yeah.
Anybody that really knows me knows that I love to do the Ric Flair little move on there. So we're gonna have all kinds of fun. But I love business. I love our people. It's so funny. We have a lot of people, and somebody said to me one time, they're like, "Oh, I would never want that many people." And I'm like, good, because I love them.
Yes.
I love our people.
Right.
Now, sometimes they make me mad because I'm like, why in the Sam hell did we do that? But I've also learned that we don't ask the people, why did you do that? Because now we're pinning them down and we're automatically putting up a wall. So here's the first nugget for all you entrepreneurs out there. Don't go to your people and say, why did you do that? Instead, change it to, how can we do it better next time?
Right. And I would say I have a similar mantra, because I don't want to make people feel bad if a mistake was made. I'll ask them, what did you see, or what were you thinking at the time to make that decision? Right. Because then you get the context by which they were making it. Because oftentimes you'll find the error could be in the information they got to make a decision. Now, they may have been in control of that information, but anyway, it gets you to the heart of what really happened, because people do think. Right. If they're working for you, they're at least together enough to process and have a way of thinking. And you need to tap into that. If you're going to manage people, you have to understand how people think, and each person thinks differently. So if you're going to help that person be better, you have to understand how they were thinking in the context of that situation.
Right. So we have taught these little tricks to our people. And this is how I think we are growing and doing better, because we don't ever go up to somebody and say, why did you do that? We say, how can we do that better next time? How can I help you do that?
But you do tell them, right?
Oh,
if they made a mistake, you let them know, right? It's not one of these things. I do too.
But we're not going to browbeat people.
There's no value in that.
No.
Zero value.
Yeah.
They're well-intentioned.
Right. Now, in 1992 or 91 or 90, that's back when I was just finishing up high school, thought I was going to go to college. I am a college dropout. Not that I'm super proud of that. That's one thing I never did finish. I don't think I'm going to go back and finish now, because I could never sit in there. But I do feel like I went to the school of hard knocks now.
Okay. Yeah,
so I've got a heck of an education now. But with that being said, I want to tell all the entrepreneurs out there, I am passionate about making sure that we are empowering our people. And if you wake up every single day and you're like, this is such a lift, I have to answer everything for everybody all the time, it's your fault. So stop trying to blame your people. Stop trying to say that. Stop complaining. It's your fault. You have the power to make a difference and make a change.
Right.
So do it.
The buck stops with you, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So walk us through, was Empire your first attempt at a business?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh my goodness. No. At 18, I bought a semi. By 22, I had 4 semis. By 27, I had 7 semis.
Whoa.
And we were more in the construction, so belly dumps, side dumps, all that kind of stuff. And by 29, I ran that sucker right in the ground. Koosh.
What did you do, or what did you learn from that
experience? I learned that I needed to be humbled. And growing up in the environment I grew up in and all the different things that went on in my life was never a struggle like the humiliation of bankruptcy. Bankruptcy crushed my spirits. It literally took me 2 or 3 years just to get my confidence back up. I called up a good friend of mine, Craig Gaina at Gaina Trucking, which they advertise here.
Yes, we love Craig.
Craig's a good dude. Jake and Adam, all those guys over there are awesome, and they're very dear friends of mine. I called him up on a Sunday night at 9:00 at night. I said, I need a job. I need to get a paycheck to take care of my family. He said, see you at 5:30 tomorrow morning. And then I went to work for Craig. And I was there for about 1.5 years. And then I went to work for a small little company for 3 or 4 months. And then I went to Landscapes Unlimited, which is Bill Kubley's company, which is one of the top golf course companies in the world.
Right.
And I was in their sports field division. And that's where I learned how to do netting.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So I learned how to do netting there. And then I thought, you know what, I could maybe do this as a business someday. So then in 2009, after a short stint with NGC Group and Hausman, I started my own business. I ripped the Band-Aid off. I did work for Quality Fence in Omaha for just a little bit. But I ripped the Band-Aid off and I went, but Rebecca, I'm going to tell you, from 2009 till 2014, I was just wading in water. We never went over 800,000 in revenue. We struggled to pay the bills, struggled to do. And then on August 24th at 2:30 in the afternoon in 2014, I burned the boat. I went all in. I quit my day job. I went all into the business. And on 2015, on January 1st, I took my first paycheck and I said, okay, this is real. We got to go. We had about 5 people at that time. Now we have about 150.
Whoa. Okay. So what was the turning point for August 24th? Why then?
I got fired.
Okay. What was your day job then?
I'm just going to put it out there.
What was your day job?
I was working for a construction company in town, and I got canned for running my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, I tend to do that. My mouth overruns my butt quite often. But I'm getting better at it. At the ripe age of 53, I am finally starting to mature. And all the people that do listen to this they're laughing right now because they're like, no, he hasn't. But really, I have. Ellie, I've gotten so much more mature. I'm such a big boy now.
So you learned something from that.
It was a valuable lesson. Yeah. But it was also one of the greatest days of my life because we would not be where we're at today had I not done that. I had 5 employees at Empire at that time.
So you had a full-time day job and you were running Empire.
Yes. I was burning it. Yeah.
Wow.
And we're talking 70, 80 hours a week. We're talking all weekend long, traveling across the country to do netting jobs, building my book of business, which hindsight, it's nice. I met a lot of people and I built up the business and it was actually ready to go. The good Lord had perfect timing and I give him all the glory and everything. That's why we have the crown over the E. I'm a spiritual guy. I'm not going to ever I'm not a preacher, but I'm a spiritual guy. I believe that the Lord put me in the right spot at the right time and took care of me. And then we pushed on the gas and man, we are having a hootenanny.
Now that would tell me that the business needed you full time.
Yes.
And you
and
at that
my
point
people were telling me that,
critical.
Rebecca, and I wasn't listening.
Yeah. And why weren't you listening?
Because I'm a stubborn jackass sometimes.
Did you just want to do that day job?
Can I say that on the radio,
security?
Ellie? Am I going to get in trouble for saying it's a donkey?
It's a donkey. Donkey's
Ellie,
okay.
tell me.
She's good.
I'll keep you you can say twice.
Okay. All right. I won't say it again. I promise. Okay. I'll use the donkey.
Said it once. You got one more time.
Okay. One more strike. Okay.
Okay. But the business needed you.
Yes, it did.
And what was it that they needed from you?
My leadership.
Okay.
Yeah. They needed me to step in the role. And I quickly learned that I'm good in the field. I was a good superintendent. I don't want to brag, but running projects and being out in the field and building things, I'm good at. That's my passion, my love. I just love to build stuff. And I built a lot of stuff. I've built buildings down at Cadillac Lofts over here that Speedway owns. I built that. Okay. Some projects down in at the down the Rodizio and all that area down there. I built all that.
Oh wow!
When I was in charge of all that. So I've built a lot of things.
I didn't know that.
And I ran the crews, and that was my passion. But my team needed me to be with them. And then I quickly realized that I'm not a very good office guy. So I hired somebody to put in the office. Here's another nugget for all of you that are out there. If you're really good in the field and then you say, I need to go to the office and do office work, and you suck at being an office person, you should probably hire somebody to do that and go back to the field.
Right.
Be where you're good at. Because here's one of the rules as an entrepreneur. You never, ever, ever, never. And by the way, I've tested this theory so many times. Please, anybody out there listening, do not take anybody that's having a lot of success in your company and go put them where a riddle is, because you don't want to take that, because all you'll do is put somebody else in there. That area will go down, and the area that you're trying to solve won't get solved.
Right. And here's the Talent Plus connection, which you will hear me repeatedly. I have no stake in Talent Plus. I just love those people because they changed my life, and we will have that conversation. But what you just described is the practical person who didn't, study from Talent Plus what this is. But what this is trying to teach somebody to do something that they're not naturally talented to do.
Amen.
Is what you've just described.
Yes.
You and I both know this. Now we're going to do the sports analogy. So for people, this is going to be your short version of learning about talent. Is you would never take the quarterback who's killing it and put him on the line, right?
Never.
He's not going to be good at it. Forget the size issue. Forget the size issue, just the work that needs to be done there.
Right.
Right.
And even if you were to put them in a position that they would fit size and speed, like a defensive back, it's a different mindset. They're going to suck at it.
Different skill set completely. So in business, for some reason, we feel like we can put quarterbacks in lines and we can put linemen as quarterbacks. For whatever reason in business, we feel like we can do that. But in sports, you would never do it. It's the same logic. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Matt just told you why.
And I have tested this theory. True and blue, and I have failed every single doggone
Yeah.
time.
So-
Miserably.
In a few weeks, we're going to hopefully have the folks from Talent Plus here to talk
I
about the
can't wait.
science behind that, because there's a massive amount of science behind what you just described.
Well, it was a valuable lesson for me. And I actually have done it so many times. I finally woke up one day and I'm like, okay, team, don't ever let me do this again.
Right.
We have got to stop moving you all around. If you're in a seat and you're winning, leave them in that dang seat. Don't think that they can go somewhere else on the bus.
Right. You want to invest in them in that, because you're going to maximize their performance in that capacity or with those skills. Okay. All right. We're about needing to take a break. You want to have a closing comment there?
Yeah. I want to say this. I would love it if we could get some feedback from somebody listening that's a small business owner out there that's struggling with something like this. So, and then Ellie will try to cue us up if anybody out there is listening. Try to let us know, because I'm curious if other people are trying to do this.
Right.
And I hope
For sure they are.
I hope they grab this nugget and say, you know what? That was really good stuff.
402-464-5685. We're the Business Builders. We'll be right back.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing a family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Bros Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843. That's 402-525-0843.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
An award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Out here on Nebraska's calm, welcoming waters, fishing is a breeze. It's the sweet spot where solo anglers find quiet before the catch, families reel in memories, and first-timers discover what makes fishing so special. From the Panhandle to the Platte, the best fishing happens here, beneath Nebraska skies. Get started at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay. Welcome back to Business Builders. This is Matt Warner, Rebecca Pearson, and we are talking about business. This is our first show today, and we are working through the kinks. So if you're listening to us, we're appreciating that. But we want to finish here. We've been talking to Matt Warner, who's the founder of Empire Netting and Fence. I have
Empire Netting
and Fence.
Yep.
But also, Matt has a bunch of other businesses, which he listed very quickly for us. However, it would be great to hear, why do you have all these other businesses? What's going on with that?
Well, as we got riddles and we would hit stumbling blocks. So something with me, I do not like to disappoint or let people down. I'm a big believer in this speed of trust, that when you say you're going to do something, you need to do it. There's no excuses.
Yep.
So whenever a supplier or a manufacturer would let us down, which in turn would force us to let our customer down, I would just figure out better ways to solve that riddle. So meanwhile, we had dugouts that weren't getting done on time. And when I went and talked to the owner about it, he was like, Matt, I'm 66 years old. I want to retire. I don't want to do this anymore. So I said, well, how much for all your equipment? And I'll just figure it out and I'll build the rest of these dugouts. And he gave me a number. I called the bank. My banker said, yes, by the way, I love Merchants American Exchange Bank in Elmwood, Nebraska. Andy out there is a solid human being. He's the one that gave me my first line of credit that got us started in 2009. So he took a chance on me. I had a 400 credit score, and so
tell everybody this is not good.
That's not a good credit
not
score.
A good one,
yes,
that's hard to get money on a 400.
Embarrassing low. All the big banks in Lincoln would not work with me. Now, with that being said, I called him up. He said, yes, Matt, let's do it. I know you need to get this job done. So I bought all of his equipment, and we learned how to weld, and we hired some welders, and that was ESC. Then the My Salesman tool came along because I got tired of going on dead end leads. I wanted my customers to have an idea what a fence cost before I got there. I found a software company here in Lincoln, Nebraska called Beehive that actually worked on mapping software, and had them create a software for us. And now we sell that to 600 some fence companies across the United States. And so you see the pattern, right?
Yes.
So they're solving riddles, but
you see something as a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What do you see when you pick up these businesses?
Well, one, I see opportunity to bring in more people and to scale my business both horizontally and vertically. So sometimes you want to stack your company up and you want to grow what you're doing. Sometimes you want to add other companies to accent what the main company is doing. So Empire is the mother goose. I do think that the newest company, one of the newer companies that we did a couple years back, or 3 years now, wow, time flies, is Unlimited Sports Solutions, where we're a wholesaler for netting and sports construction. So out there at the Sandhills baseball field here in Lincoln, all the netting, all the dugouts, all the press boxes, the bleacher, everything is all ours. We sold all that to Empire. Empire sold it or installed it for Samson Construction that was building the project.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's what we do. We do stay in our realm of sports construction and site security and safety. Our why is our people. How we do it is by providing safety and security.
Okay.
So that's our business plan, our business model.
You're always on as a leader and as an entrepreneur. You're always on, and you see opportunities.
Absolutely.
And we will talk in a few weeks. We'll have sort of an opportunity identification kind of
which is what you teach.
Which is what I teach, right? And
I can't wait.
There's so much to learn from doing that and hearing from someone who actually does it. There's also ways to teach that, at least to get you started. But there's some natural talent that goes with that. But you're always looking at opportunities. For me, I also see opportunities, but I'd say I look at them more from an improve it and fix it kind of perspective. So at ExxonMobil, I was the marketing brand person. So definitely I'm the growth engine person, but I see how to improve things so that you can grow. And then generally I would step out and bring somebody in who's better than me.
Absolutely.
And never be afraid to hire somebody better than you or with skills in an area, if you want to think of it that way, that you don't have, right?
Yes.
Know your limitations, but know your strengths. More than anything, I would say know your strengths and invest in yourself to do that, because that's what makes you great, right?
Yeah, the moment that I think that I'm the smartest person in the room, I quickly get upset and I leave because I'm like, uh-oh. I love hiring brilliant people, and we have a ton of them. And as our business model goes on, we're going to keep hiring good people. One thing we've learned, which fortunately enough, we're big enough now and we're growing rapidly, that when we find good people, we just gobble them up. Just come on, let's go.
Right.
Let's figure out. We hired a guy, and everybody's like, "What's he going to do?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. He knows how to program. He knows how to research. He's not afraid to cold call. He's aggressive. He wants more out of life.
Right.
He's everything that we're at. So let's put him in one of our new divisions and have him help us grow."
It's one of the most exciting things when you interview or meet somebody, however you come across someone and you think, oh, they could help my business. It's the most exciting thing to bring on someone that you think has talent and skills to help your business, because you're so excited to say, I can't wait to see what they can do. And if it happens to touch something you've been doing and they are better than you, you are happy to get out of the way because you are smart enough to know they're better than you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the signs of good leaders. Oh, you're better than me. I'm going to get out of the way because I'm still good at something.
Right.
I'm just going to go do more of that.
Right.
Because you're better than me.
And I actually went as far as to remove myself completely out of our headquarters.
Right.
So I house on our North Campus out there in Waverly. We are Waverly people. We bleed maroon. We love our mighty Vikings. And that's the community that we're in. We're also part of the Lincoln community and part of the Omaha community because we do work in all the cities. We've actually, get this, we've done work from Puerto Rico to Hawaii, from North Dakota to Lima, Peru, South America.
Wow.
That's quite the stretch.
That's quite a range.
Yes.
Right. And what do you take away from doing work outside the United States?
It's very difficult, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But see, I like riddles. I'm a riddle guy.
As do I. And I worked internationally. So at ExxonMobil, I told people if they heard me talking about that, I was an expat. I lived in Belgium for 3 years, but I was working all through Europe. But I worked globally for most of my career. And so I worked in China, India. I mean, pick a country, South America. I was responsible for North and South America for a period of time. So here's what our conclusion is. We are at the end of our show. Matt and Rebecca have done a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But we would love to share that with you. We also just love talking business. We love solving riddles, but we also want to engage the community. So this show is really for the community. We are sharing what we've done, but we really want the community, and that could be the international community. That could be the national community. You can hear our show anywhere in the world. Yes, we're based in Lincoln, Nebraska. However, we would like for you to text in, call in, tune in.
If you like the show, tell us what you want to hear.
Right.
And by the way, if you get a nugget, just put on there, thank you for that nugget.
Thank you for the nugget.
Because we're going to try to give a bunch of nuggets away for free.
Right.
All you have to do is tune in and listen. But give us a little bit of love.
And we'll have a little bit of credibility for why we're telling you what we think you could at least try.
Yes.
And then most importantly, we would just love to have you participate in this show. So the way you participate is you can text 402-464-5685, or you can put notes into the chat on YouTube. If you're watching or listening to us on social media, put in a chat. We will try to get to your questions. We are also going to have guests to educate you. So it's not just Matt and Rebecca. We're going to bring on people that we know from all over the country who can share their experience and help you understand. And I believe next week we're feeling like we're going to talk about the mastermind.
Yes.
So the mastermind program.
I love it.
Tune in next Saturday at 9:00 to listen for Matt and Rebecca and also learn about masterminds. This is Business Builders, 402-464-5685. We'll see you next week.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location